In this section, we're going to learn two formulas. The distance formula, which basically gives us the distance between any 2 points, and the midpoint formula, which gives us the place that is the middle of a line segment between the 2 points. So each point in a Cartesian coordinate system is going to have some sort of an x-coordinate and some sort of a y-coordinate. So let's say that we have 2 points. The first point has some sort of a coordinate x1, y1, and the second point has another coordinate x2, y2. If we're trying to find the distance between these 2 points, the distance formula is the square root of, notice, this is the difference between the x-coordinates of both points, squared, and then plus the difference between the y-coordinates of both points, squared. So let's go ahead and use this formula for the example. The example says, okay, I've got my first point, -2, 3, and the second point, 3 and 1. So just to give us a sense a little bit about how that looks like, let's go ahead and draw the Cartesian coordinate system, and just to place a little bit the points. So where is this point -2, 3? Well, it's -2 to the left and up 3. 1, 2, 3. So to the left 2 and up 3. So it's going to be this point over here. The second point is 3, 1. So it's 1, 2, 3 in the x direction and 1 up right here. So this point over here is 3, 1. The other point was -2, 3. So the question is, what is the distance between these 2 points? Oh, my line is not so straight, but we're trying to find out the distance between those 2 points. So the distance formula gives us a nice straightforward way to do that. So if you're thinking about this first point, -2, 3, so it doesn't really matter which one is the first and the second point, but if I'm thinking about this point as being x1, y1, then the second point has the coordinates x2, y2. So I'm just designating these points. So now, knowing that these are my points, let's go ahead and use the distance formula. So the distance formula tells me I take the square root of, now I'm looking at the difference between my x coordinates. So I need to take x2, well, what was x2? Here is my x2, that's my number 3. So that's my number 3. And then minus x1. Well, what is x1? Here is my x1. We said -2 was my x1. So -2. And then everything I am squaring. And then plus, I'm going to have y2. And what is y2? Here it is. So that's 1. That's going to be my y2. So 1 minus y1. So y1, where is it? It's right here. My y1 is 3. And then squared. Now it's just a matter of simplification. So we've got the square root of, let's see, I've got 3 plus 2 squared plus 1 minus 3 squared. So that gives us 5 squared plus -2 squared. So we've got the square root of 25 plus 4, which is the square root of 29. And since we cannot simplify the square root of 29 any further, that is our answer. So the distance, the length of the segment between our first point and the second point, that distance is square root of 29. The midpoint formula gives us the coordinate of the point that's right in the middle between 2 points. So let's say that I have my first point and my second point. The midpoint formula is going to give me the coordinates of the point that's right in the middle between these 2 points on the segment that connects them. So to find the midpoint, let's say that I have my first point with x1, y1 coordinates, second point, so it doesn't matter what those coordinates are. To find the midpoint, we add together the x's, divide by 2 because we're looking for the middle, and then add together the y's, and again divide by 2 because we're looking for the middle. Now notice the midpoint, it's an actual point, it's not a length. So let's go ahead and see how that looks like. So the example is asking us to find the midpoint between the first point, 4, 7. So let's call that one x1, y1. And let me make this x a little bit more clear. There you go. And then the second point has the coordinates x2, y2. All right, so now we just plug in. So to find the midpoint between those two formulas, we open up the parentheses because we're writing an actual point. and we add together x1 plus x2. Well, here is my x1, that's 4. Here is my x2, that's 1. And let me correct that because it looks like an I when it's actually a 2. There you go. So we're going to add, we said, okay, 4 because that's x1 plus 1, which is x2. So 4 plus 1 divided by 2, and then comma. Then we're adding y1 plus y2. So here's y1, 7. y2 is negative 3. So we're adding 7 plus negative 3 and also dividing by 2. Now we just simplify. We get 5 over 2, comma, let's see, 7 minus 3 is 4 over 2. So the point is 5/2, comma, 2. So this point over here that we got, that's the coordinate of the middle, the point that's straight up in the middle on the line segment that connects these 2 points. You can also think about it as the center of the line segment that combines these 2 points. So what's the point right in the middle between these?